Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
President Donald Trump could not be any fitter. Not that anyone is going to believe anything that comes out of the White House when it comes to the health of the president ever again, based on what Joe Biden did over the last couple of years. But according to Trump's his annual physical at Walter Reed National Medical Center, it showed that he remains in excellent health. Yes, excellent health, normal vital signs, including blood pressure, a resting heart rate of 62 beats per minute. And the White House physician noted that Trump's lifelong abstinence from tobacco and alcohol, along with his use of medications for cholesterol and cardiac prevention, they have kept him healthy. Yep, and his active lifestyle too, golf, meetings, press events, all of that play a significant factor in maintaining his robust cognitive and physical fitness. Forget about a third term, guys. He might be eligible for the NFL draft.
Number 6.
A federal judge ruled that the Trump administration can, in fact, deport 30-year-old Columbia University graduate student Mahmoud Khalil, affirming claims that his beliefs pose a national security risk, a decision his legal team decried as a charade of due process aimed at suppressing dissent. This opens the door for other students and immigrants with national security concerns to be shown the door as well. Another federal judge may have ordered the Trump administration to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but the administration seems disinterested and says that they're only required to remove the domestic barriers to reentry. They are not required to actively negotiate with El Salvador in order to get the MS-13 member back. Sorry.
Number 5.
Pennsylvania police have arrested a 38-year-old Cody Balmer for allegedly starting a fire at the governor's mansion around 2 a.m. using homemade incendiary devices, forcing Governor Josh Shapiro and his family to evacuate safely after celebrating Passover with guests. Shapiro was famously not chosen as Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate for being Jewish. That's the truth. The suspected terrorist evaded security by hopping a fence but was caught. It will face charges of attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and assault, with authorities noting the fire caused extensive damage but no injuries. The motives have not been determined at this point, but the attack on a Jewish governor near Passover may be a clue. His online profile is covered with anti-Biden and anti-Trump posts, so who knows?
Number 4.
Something happened on the Strip in Tuscaloosa Saturday night. What was it? Well, nobody knows. After Alabama football held a very quiet practice in the area was then closed around 9 p.m. After a group of people alleged that they had heard gunshots and began running, prompting an immediate response from officers already in the area. Despite the search, they found no evidence of gunfire. The University of Alabama shot spotter system confirmed no shots were detected, no injuries were reported, but they ordered the closure out of caution, and they required everyone not inside a business at the time to clear the area. No other issues were reported at the time, but they closed it down. Hopefully this is not the beginning of a trend that we are going to see in Tuscaloosa.
Number 3.
A degenerate loser, Dothan's John Watson, an alleged, let me put it that way, degenerate loser and a driver's license examiner with Aaliyah, was arrested last week and charged with 4 counts of disseminating child pornography for sending explicit letters to Alabama Representatives David Faulkner, Susan DuBose, Ben Robbins, and Governor Kay Ivey after using his real name and address on the envelopes. Watson was placed on leave and resigned after his arrest, which probably shows, people who are upset about this already passed legislation are not very mentally healthy because of their apparent massive consumption of pornography that has rotted their brains. This guy is in a lot of trouble and may end up in a cage, which is actually kind of fitting and hilarious.
Number 2.
Alabama's lottery and gambling debate may be dead for this session, for 2 years, or for 20 years, depending on who you are listening to. But polling still shows 80% of the public support a lottery and the potential revenue of up to $438 billion that could be gathered every single year. Some analysts do not think this will be a major issue in the 2026 election. Regardless, Democratic lawmakers view the failure of last year's gambling bill, which fell one short, and this year's failure to even get the bill on the floor as an opportunity to highlight GOP splits, potentially helping them gain ground in the midterm elections tied to national sentiment, despite the fact that the National Democratic Party has traditionally been seen as an albatross around the neck of Alabama Democrats. They still think the Democrats are doing good nationally, which is odd.
Now, time for the number one thing you'll be talking about today.
Yeah, we got more tariff moves from the President of the United States. In the latest tariff moves by the Trump administration, they announced that they have exempted electronic devices like smartphones and laptops from the 145% tariffs on Chinese imports, but that may not be for long. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said that this is only temporary, with non-negotiable semiconductor tariffs looming in 1 to 2 months, further creating confusion in the trade war's goals and tactics. U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren declared the tariffs policies are a, quote, red light, green light game that is causing chaos and corruption. I think we're just kind of using some branding here that we think works. What's the corruption here? You don't like what's going on. The chaos makes sense, but you're just throwing out corruption because I don't think you have any other ideas. But it is what it is. The big winners here in the short term, Apple, NVIDIA, China. They get some relief, but their commerce ministry over there in China says, look, you guys need to completely eliminate your 145% tariffs, but that seems unlikely. It also seems like a little bit of a tip of their hand where they say, hey, guys, we don't like this. Stop doing this. And we'll continue to talk a little bit more about this. Last week, I had a story that said it would cost $100,000 to make an iPhone in the United States. We now have, I think, the official number. We'll talk about that next. Stay tuned.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.